Yeah, for me music is something that affects the feeling body of the person listening to the music. It certainly does to me. I've always had this really particular relationship with sound and with music. So when I hear some music that I love, that response of getting the goosebumps that you get, and it's just this surge. It's almost a spiritual response. It's very difficult to describe. I know that many scientists have worked on this because it's an incredible phenomenon and so many people report it. But it can absolutely change your day if you're having a bad day or somebody's upset you or you've got something on your mind that's really worrying and stressful. And then hearing music that you personally respond to in a way that brings surges of joy or of maybe a feeling of solidarity with the person singing or playing the song, or the notes which seem to relate to exactly what you're feeling, and then you feel less alone with this trouble, or you might be taken completely out of the trouble to a realm that feels so delicious that life just feels full of sunshine again. Music has the power to do that without, it bypasses, I don't know what it bypasses, but it seems to bypass something to enable us to connect with it on this really deep level of feeling. And that's the way I want to connect with people. I want the stories in the sorrow songs to connect with people who hear them on that level of feeling, right? Because it's really important to know the stories, but there is something about hearing a story told in song that affects the heartstrings in ways that maybe, I'm not saying definitely, I'm saying maybe reading the story in a book or hearing the story in a conversation, it might not affect the feelings and the emotions in such a way. And for me, that's the deepest way of connecting with a story, is to feel it. If I can feel a story, I can remember it, first of all, but also I'll have like a level of connection with that story, and it's almost like I'm participating with it on some meaningful way. And I feel like that's what song can do in a really powerful way. And folk music has that in bucket loads, because the associations with folk music of songs, I'm talking about traditional music when I say folk music now, songs being passed down through generations, hand to hand, or voice to voice through generations. So there's a feeling of an ancestral presence there when you engage with folk music, or of the tradition as this kind of this stream with its own intelligence almost.